I'm Dr. DeFabio. Welcome to Fabulous Feasts. Fabulous Feasts is all about empowerment. It's about empowering you to make better food choices. We want you to choose foods that are anti-inflammatory, foods that are going to help you regain your health if you've lost it, maintain your health if you have it, and most importantly, reduce your genetic expression for disease. That's right. By eating an anti-inflammatory diet, your natural genetic expression for disease will be lowered. Foods that are nutrient dense, no grains, no bad fats, corn oil, safflower oil, soybean oil, good fats, coconut oil, olive oil, macadamia oil, cold water fish. We're going to talk about that. But today, it's about the burger. That's right. It's all about the burger. We're going to make 2 burgers for you today that are anti-inflammatory. We're going to do a salmon burger and we're going to do a venison burger. Can you use whatever meat you want? Yes. Can you choose anti-inflammatory protein sources? Definitely. And that's what we're going to do today. But you're going to get all your fixins. Let's start with our salmon burger. Need a slightly larger bowl for the salmon burgers. Now I got bacon over here. That's going to be for the venison burger because you got to have all your fixins. Take about a pound of salmon, shredded, okay, shredded salmon. So you can put it in the food processor, but it gets too mealy, I find that way. Scallion, a little bit, but it's a shallot with garlic, finely chopped. Then you have dry mustard, because the salmon's going to throw off water. Dry mustard as a thickening agent, you're going to need some tapioca starch powder. And the other thing we're going to need is juice from about a half a lemon. So I'm just going to juice it right through my hands to catch the seeds, because this throws off water too. And 1 egg. So this is all going to get mixed up together. I'm not going to add the tapioca starch flour quite yet because I want to mix all these other flavors in first and then see how much of the tapioca starch flavor I need to absorb. There are the seeds, everything else. So here's my egg. Good. And sometimes you just got to get your hands dirty. All right. So mix all that up. The egg acts as a good binder. Good. But you can see it's very wet. Very wet. So here comes and a touch of salt as well. Okay. Mix that up a little bit. Usually it's about 2 tablespoons. Yeah, it's going to need it all of tapioca starch flour. Again, I prefer hand mixing and shredding the salmon as opposed to using a food processor. It just comes out too thin. Let me rinse up. What's also really good in here is a little bit of lemon zest. Now you can just zest the lemon itself, or you can slice a thin piece of rind and just chiffon it and then chop it. This gives it a little bit more of a bite, but the salmon and the lemon go really well together. Or you could just use the zest. Bacon goes great with burgers. Bacon's done. So I'm going to take it out. All right, got a piece of paper. But I want to leave the oil there, and you'll find out why in a moment. Because salmon, now we're going to have a cool little pickle with that. But this is going to be for the venison burger. Okay? Keep this on a very low flame. Great. So it just went out. Well, no big deal. All mixed up. Make a little patty. You don't need any oil in the pan, but because it's a non-stick pan, if you didn't have a non-stick pan, then add a few drops of either coconut oil, which is a great oil, fries up real well, or EVO, extra virgin olive oil. So let's say you didn't have a non-stick pan, add a couple of, maybe a tablespoon of oil be enough. All right, get this opened up. See, it's very wet. And when you put it in the pan, it's going to spread out. And you really want it to get browned on one side, so you only have to flip it once. But that's where the tapioca starch flour comes in to help hold it together. Can you use regular flour? Yes. Can you use coconut flour? Yes. Can you use a potato, a mashed riced white potato? Yes. I'm gonna reserve this oil, bacon fat, and you'll know why in a second. In the meantime, I'm gonna turn this grill back on. Ooh, that doesn't sound too good. That sounds better. And turn that grill on. I'm going to take some Manchego cheese. Manchego cheese is a sheep milk cheese. So people who can't tolerate cow's milk can eat sheep's milk. So, and goat's milk. They're different proteins. So we're going to make like a, you'll see, like almost like a crepe out of it. So that's going to cook a little bit, and that's going to go with this guy over here. So that's cooking up. Salmon's real good protein source. You know, and you can see it's starting to brown a little. Well, you can see it's starting to cook rather along the edges. Very high flame. I'm going to bring it down a smidge. I can really smell the fish coming out. And then a gentle flip. And that's it. That's the way it's supposed to look. Now, you know, people eat sushi, right? Sushi's raw. So you don't have to cook this to death. It'll really lose the flavor and it'll dry it out. So just cook it a couple of minutes on each side. Maybe we'll make one more burger. This was a pound. So you're going to get 3 nice size burgers, 4 medium-sized burgers, or patties, whatever you want to call them out of that. This is starting to melt, which is nice. I want to bring the heat down just a smidge, and you're going to see how this is all going to pair up together. Because, yeah, that's almost done. Avocado, gotta have avocado if you're having burgers, right? It's a great side, but that's going to go with the bison burger. I'm sorry, the venison burger. This is a little too high yet, but it's almost ready. You want it to become like a crepe. So, you know, Fabulous Feast is all about vegetation, right? So this, actually, I'm not going to put it on a bed of lettuce. This is going to pair with dandelion greens. So while I'm going to ask my sous chef to bring in the dandelion greens from the other room, and that would be great. This is just about done. Great, thank you. So that's going to pair perfectly with that, the salmon burger. And then we're going to make like a little remoulade type of tartar sauce for it. Yeah, this is good. This is all melted. Now it just has to set a little bit, all right? Meaning it's too watery. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a spicy dill pickle in that. And that's going to be one of the condiments to the salmon burger. All right? So salmon burgers are messy to make. You see, I got to keep washing my hands because they're not going to hold their shape. Could I put it in a ramekin and that could possibly hold its shape? Yeah, that would work. But I'm not an industrial chef. I'm a family chef, okay? So, you know, we practice good, clean cooking skills, but, you know, this is how we cook at home. All right, so now let's see if this set up, because if it did, this is going to be great. And if it didn't, we'll have to go to a different pan maybe. No, I think it didn't set up. Didn't set up. I'm going to give it a little more heat. It's got to be crisp on the bottom. And then once it crisps up like a pancake, we can roll it right around the pickle. So hopefully that'll work. Salmon burger, dandelion greens. That's the ticket. I don't have enough hands. I need a sous chef. All right. So on a bed of dandelion greens goes the salmon burger. Then that's ready to get turned. Oh, that's looking pretty good. See, that's starting to get brown. Let's hope that recipe works out. Boom. Perfect. That's it. That's all you want. Okay, a couple minutes on the other side. This is done. I can shut that off. We can just plate that over here. Let's do it once and do it right. A little bit of dandelion greens. Plate that baby up. Let's see how our crepe is looking. I'm going to pour off a little bit of the oil. It's not cooperating today. I don't know. I'll work on that. It's going to work. I'm not sure why it's not working, but it's going to work. A little mayonnaise. Okay. And take some of that spicy dill pickle and finely chop it. So it's going to be like a tartar sauce. And then we'll add a little bit of spicy mustard. But really chop this up. Goes in there. And we'll add a little bit of spicy mustard. And that'll go right on top of the salmon burger. It's a great choice. And if this works, it'll be even better. Let's see. Ah, now we got it. There you go. Yeah, baby. Just let that cool a little bit. All right, so you got to get a nice crisp on it. All right. So a little spicy mustard, dark mustard. You can use whatever you want. This I would not use a powdered. I use a powdered mustard in the burger itself, but I didn't use, because it was moist and you needed to dry it up a little bit. And there you go. Salmon burger. Spicy pickle with manchego cheese. Dairy-free in terms of cow's milk. Nice combination, healthy anti-inflammatory. What do we got here? I have some ground venison. You can buy it at your conventional store. All right. Venison does not have a lot of fat. It's going to need a little flavor. So I would salt it and pepper it before you cook it. Also, since venison doesn't have a lot of flavor, I'm getting old, there we go. I'm going to add some mint. Now this is mint from my garden that I've dried. And, you know, break up the leaves. You got to break them up. It releases all the oils and it makes it much more palatable. But the mint will really bring out the natural gaminess of the venison, and just a touch of thyme. Not too much, because thyme could overpower it. So remember we were talking about the bacon? Here's your reserved bacon fat. Now, if you want a bacon burger, why not? You can have a venison bacon burger. But since venison is so lean, cooking it in the bacon gives it great flavor and it offsets the leanness. Okay? So it gives it really good mouthfeel, is really good body. And then after that, it's up to you what fixings you want. Me, I'm a caramelized onion and mushroom guy. So that's going to be the front of my side dish along with my burger. Okay? So once again, got to get in here, make a patty. You can make them as big as you want, as little as you want. You want to make sliders, make sliders. It's up to you. You want to put the bacon in here. That's okay. But you know, it is about the venison. Venison is good for you because deer eat vegetation. They eat green things. They eat grass. They don't eat grains. Grains are bad, guys. Grains are pro-inflammatory. Green vegetation, above ground vegetables are anti-inflammatory. Okay? Oh, bacon. I use bacon. Yeah, bacon's pork, but guess what? I used an organically raised bacon, number one. Number two, I used nitrate-free bacon. I haven't eaten nitrate since I've been about 14. I got the memo when I was around 14 years old that nitrates are related to cancer. Period. Period. End of story. There is no reason to eat nitrates. Read your food labels. You can get organic bacon or bacon, free-range pigs, right, that aren't fed junk, right, garbage, that are healthily raised in open pens, and their meat is not preserved with nitrates. You can get hot dogs without nitrates. Don't eat nitrates. Let me wash up again. And you know, I really can't figure out how come I wash my hands so much. I don't know if it's because I'm really clean or really dirty. Anyway, that's bacon. It's going to give us, the bacon fat's going to give us some nice flavor. Turn that baby over. And how am I going to eat it? I also like avocados. So, let's see. We can put this down. I am all over my kitchen today, but this is my kitchen, so welcome. And it's getting to start to look like my kitchen. By the way, these are all the herbs I've grown over the summer, and I dry them myself. So like I say, I'm a big guy on the glazed, caramelized onions and mushrooms. So they go down first. That's the bed, okay? That's what's going to go down first. And I like this, so I'm going to do a lot, okay? I love avocado. So I'm just going to take, where's my little spoon? I'm just going to take my spoon and I'm just going to spoon out little chunks of avocado. Can I do slices? Sure. But I want the larger pieces because then I can eat it with my burger bite by bite. And as you notice, what's not on my plate? The bun. No bun. Don't need it. It's about the meat that's anti-inflammatory, and it's about the fixins. It's all about the fixins. I'll take a pickle, a little extra bacon, nitrate-free bacon, organically raised, right? And some more manchego cheese. So as that's finishing to cook, a little manchego cheese on top. I'm going to shut that off. It's going to need a little bit more heat though to melt. Old school. Cover with a pizza pan. Just has to maintain the heat. I don't have one of those little fancy domes like they have in kitchens. So I'll use whatever's going to cover the pan to maintain the heat. And that's going to go right here on my bed of fixins. You know, could I add tomato? Sure, I could add tomato. You can add whatever you want. So the burgers are okay. Think about your meat. Pick an anti-inflammatory meat. Lose the bun, increase the fixins. Lettuce is okay with this too. Nothing wrong with having it on a bed of lettuce. These are all good choices. Choices that are going to drive you into an anti-inflammatory state. And if you're in an anti-inflammatory state, not quite melted, you're going to stay healthier. You're going to invest in your 401k of health, okay? And if you're investing in your 401k of health, that's just going to be a reflection of your vitality. You know, that investment in your vitality starts wherever you want it to start. But as you get older, you have to work harder at it. And I know. You got to exercise. You got to eat right. You got to sleep. You got to take your adjustments. You know, chiropractic care is not just about the procedure we do, the chiropractic adjustment. That's one thing I do. Chiropractic is drugless healthcare. It's natural healthcare. It's lifestyle management. It's looking at the whole body with diet, rest, exercise, healthy mental attitude, and manual therapies, manual work, body work. And chiropractic adjustments is just one factor of that. Don't think that that's all a chiropractic does. Don't think that's at all I do. We have a multimodal approach. I have all the toys. I have all the physical medicine modalities. And I have a lot of other stuff to do that I can offer patients who don't want drugs, that don't want medication, don't want surgery. Do I have all the answers? No. Does healthcare, does it have to be a balance between medicine and natural? Yes. Thank God for modern medicine. They saved my life. But chiropractic's adding life to my years. It's giving me longevity, and it keeps you going. There we go. How about that? I don't want to overcook the venison because then it'll lose its body and flavor. You want it, the temperature, medium rare. Okay? This works for me. Venison burger with my caramelized onions and mushrooms, avocado, bacon, manchego, sheep's milk cheese, and a pickle. Can't go wrong. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next show. Have a great day.